The other week, if you hear me with the mic over there, hold on. So the other week, my mother-in-law, she started selling these bags that she makes and like these crafts and things. I'd have to find one. I think there's one somewhere. I can show you. And she was asking me like how best to take some product shots for them, like how to get good lighting and how to kind of set them up. And I realized that's probably something that a lot of people could benefit from. So we're here to make this. So if you're starting a small business or maybe you want to like up your Etsy selling game, this is how to take better product shots, but for pretty cheap, basically free. If you got a phone, you could do this. This is a shot that I took on my phone using all these principles, and I may have messed up with the whole, I can't tell if I'm advertising the bag or the magazine, but it works. She made these bags, and she really wanted to sell them after she had a ton, didn't really know what to do with them. And so she made the plot twist code. I'll show you one, hold on. So she makes these bags, and they're, I think, reversible, and she makes them with pockets and stuff. You should definitely go check it out if that's your thing. Good book bag, computer bag. My wife uses it to take her stuff to the gym. They're great. I'm out of breath from running. Damn. But nevertheless, here's 3 tips to up your product photography game just with your phone. So this does apply to if you just want a white backdrop. A simple, just like here's the product. You can use some of these as well, but I personally like elevating it a little past that to stand out. To not look like every other shot you see on Etsy or online or eBay or whatever. But yeah, let's get into it. Step 1 for me is always start thinking about those angles. So how is the product used? How does it look best? Even before you put it down, just start thinking about how do you want to look at it. Say you did this mug, for example, and you hand paint mugs. Maybe a top-down shot isn't the move for you because then you can't see it. Maybe straight on's where you want to be, or at an angle, or maybe a lifestyle shot, somebody pouring coffee into the mug, something like that. Start thinking about how you want it before you set anything up. It'll save you a lot of time with playing around and trying things and it just straight up not working. Now, step 2 is the most important. Lighting, lighting, lighting. I mean, I'm pretty sure the word, hold on, I'm gonna look this up. Derived from the Greek genitive photos, meaning light. So light's pretty important. So the best way to do light in your house is to find like a north-facing window. Something where the sun isn't gonna just beam straight in and wash out whatever you're doing. A cloudy day makes it that much better because a window kind of works as like a diffuser, so the light comes through and scatters out a little bit. And then a cloud gives you a second layer of that. So like right now it's a really cloudy day, and some of the examples you'll see it. It makes it a very smooth, like not a lot of shadows, it's great. And if you really want to get rid of some of those shadows, you can use a white poster board. They're really cheap, so this keeping it cheap. You don't need a fancy bounce board or anything like that. Put it on the opposite side of the light, and it'll take the light, bounce it right back onto the other side, giving you a very nice, even lighting. You can use this for products, I use it for portraits, you can use it for anything and everything. It really works well. You could use a black poster board or piece of paper to take some of the light out, so give it a more accentuated shadow if you're going for something moody like that. Now tip 3, this one is the optional one. Just those 2 things will take you so much farther than just putting it down on a counter and taking a photo of it. Step 3 is doctor it up. Get a good backdrop, a base, something to sit on, props, textures, anything that like adds visual intrigue into the photo. Textures look fantastic in product shots. Wood, maybe something, some patinaed leather, or some rusted, a little bit of rusted metal, something that isn't just the product itself, but also adds a pop to your eye. So like a good example with this coffee mug, as you'll see, is I used this book here, and it has like this, I don't want to say cloth, but it's definitely not a traditional looking book cover. It's kind of old school looking, and I thought it added some really good texture and it's a good thing for it to sit on. Or if you'll see the picture of the bag that I took with my phone, I had it sitting on just a cutting board. Or I've used before, we didn't have one today, but I've used before as a backdrop an old baking sheet, and it looked in your hands, you're like, this is kind of gross, but when you put it back there and maybe separate it some from your product, adds this really nice, kind of almost, not swirly, but hard to describe it, but it makes a good backdrop or something to sit on. Play around with it. Shoot through things, shoot above things, under things. Go nuts. As long as you have those first 2 tips in place, you're kind of free after that to do whatever feels right. You can use these props to pull the eye back to whatever it is you want to look at. Like, oh, there's this here, but it makes the way it's pointed, the way things are positioned. Your goal is to constantly pull the eye back to the product, and the more ways you can do that, the better. And the beauty of these little setups, you can see my behind the scenes shot, is you could do a lot within this little space. You could take a wide shot, you could take a really detailed shot of something specific. You can go absolutely nuts with it. So I don't really know. Those three tips are really what carry you the full way. It's not super difficult. It just takes practice. You get better at it the more you do it. Yeah, there are people who are way better at it than I am that you can learn from. There's tons of people all over YouTube. Yeah, those are my 3 basic tips. Again, you can do it with a phone. You don't have to buy a thing. You don't even. I've used a sheet, like a bed sheet or a pillow cover, as a bounce board before. You don't have to buy a thing. If you want to, great. If you don't, also great. These tips apply across the board. You can find props around your house. You can find backdrops around your house. Whatever you got. It all works out good. Yeah, I just wanted to keep it short. I wanted this to be something really simple, really easy to help you get started. Maybe if you're starting a small business, you're trying to up your Etsy game, whatever it is, I hope this is somewhat helpful to you. It's not just me rambling. Yeah, just a short video. Wanted to give a few tips to help you out. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I want to make more stuff. My goal is to follow like my buddy Tim and some of the other photographers and videographers I look up to are kind of doing this like 2-a-week thing. I think I'll be doing good to do 1 video a week. We'll see. I may make this one and never make another one. No, it's not. No, I'm wrong. I'm lying. I'm doing 2 videos a week starting maybe next week. Maybe I need to backlog a little bit just to make sure that I can actually achieve that. But I'm doing 2 videos a week. The goal is set. This is number 1 of however long I can keep this up. So again, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the corny. And I hope it was helpful. I really do. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Or if you have something like, oh, I don't know, how do I edit? Maybe that could be another one. Or I don't know. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any issues, any questions, comments, concerns. I would love to help, especially if I am doing 2 videos a week. I would very much like some ideas to help not just you, but me as well achieve what I'm trying to do. So again, thank you for watching. Yes, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, do I start back here? I don't want to leave. Act like I'm nonchalant. Recording any of that either, dude. Oh, what is wrong with me? Missed my whole like, my energy, my warm up, that kind of thing. Missed it. Sorry. Enough. I'm new to this. What am I doing today? How does